Alright, here we go again. Fully naked. We're gonna buy some gear, this time with a bit better budget of 3,000 gold. And we are gonna need every single dollar, because we fight some crazy geared players. Even our cancer fighting torch cannot rid the dungeon of these insanely geared players. They're everywhere. So starting this one off, we are gonna breeze this one quickly. I spend like a crazy person. We have up to 270 gold per item, focusing on a really fun, and honestly, this is so exciting for me. It's full dex ranger fighter, basically. We're basically playing a ranger, but we're building a lot of dex. The crazy part is, and the odd thing is, we can actually get to 40% PDR, which isn't a terrible number. I've never used 24% action speed before. I've never gone that far with dexterity, but this is a lot of fun. It is really cool. It is scary because I didn't build a lot of HP into this setup, and I regret it, but we do some work, and the damage is not bad. You're basically, like everyone says, you're playing the new fighter, which is basically a plated ranger, but it's pretty fun. And I don't think spear is an exceptional weapon on fighter. Minus 40 move speed is pretty bad compared to a lot of other options. You don't really have that insane damage, but boy, is it fun when that longbow is just hissing across the dungeon, hitting rogues. And then when you get in close with that spear and it starts head tapping people with insane dexterity, it is an addicting way to play. So we find this rogue quite early on. We play a little bit of rogue ourselves and try to catch him out. Normally, if I was on Lycan, I would be way more aggressive here. I would have pushed into that room, done something really silly, probably lost this fight. But we need to be super careful. Spear is not a good weapon for face checking with. Once they're inside that sour spot range, you almost always lose DPS trades, it feels like. So we do everything we can to keep this guy away, pop our sprint, try to land as many hits as we can before he gets in close, and even still, we take a pile of damage. This guy wasn't crazy geared, he had decent pants, a really good pair of life boots, which we actually throw on. But what I want to show you guys is this guy. It's some insane gear. We get super brave later, and we just start pressuring everyone. And of course, a guy with insane gear on, knowing he's absolutely cooking me with his damage, starts talking shit. Who would have thought? This also is a little bit of build up to what some of the insane stuff we're going to see later. This guy's recurve bow is just destroying me compared to my poor longbow. It feels slow compared to what this guy's doing. And for whatever reason, my throwing knife ended up across the room, which didn't help. But now we're pretty much too low to do anything, and one more hit with this bow, we die. One more hit to that rapier, we die. Very tough situation. Now, don't go anywhere, because we have a redemption arc. We do have a redemption arc, and it is wild. This gear, though, I had to show you guys. This is what is dominating most of my lobbies, and this is what you're competing with on a 2K budget, which I used to think was like pretty good amount of money spent. 1K budget, you're really being desperate. This stuff is pretty wild. The amount of damage you can do with that gear on is pretty crazy. So we rebuild, we recover. We did not spend 3K on this kit, but still had similar numbers. We built a little bit more HP into our character, a little bit more HP, similar, I think, PDR, and we just decide we're sticking to this. And I really want to see this work, and trust me, it is beautiful when it does. Now, another thing. Remember this interaction. Just remember this. This is going to come back, and it's going to be important. We get basically sprinted at and checked, okay? But we're not the only ones here. This is right off the hop. We queued immediately when Goblin Cave started. There's another guy sitting in the corner who I don't really inspect right away. Obviously, he's wearing some good stuff, whatever, who cares? Eventually, I inspect him after the fighter stood there for 15 minutes, basically, eyeing up every piece he had. And this guy's super juiced. It's crazy. Yeah, this is what we have to be careful of. This lobby fills up, so there's lots of other players, but I want you guys to remember that fighter who's rushing around, inspecting everybody, almost like he's hunting, you know, the best gear in the lobby. Maybe magically he'll arrive at the right moment to get it. Anyway, we spawn into this one, we clear this module, we go check to see if anyone's at Centipede, no one's here, and the real goal here is to get to the middle and see what we can find. Now, important note, there's a room coming up that I love clearing, and it's become my favorite room. It is this U-shaped room in the center. I'll show you right here. It is so good for kiting away from people with. It's so good, I love it. You clear this, The second I get into these middle rooms, I always clear here now. It takes a little bit of time. You have to be careful not to get trapped in here. This room gives you so many options. You can play the high ground. You can get above. You can go out to troll room. You can run around through the underneath part and through the spike trap and away. You can kite back into the center room. Maybe take a lift. Maybe go down. Maybe go up. I just love this room. And this will be important for what is about to happen later. And look who killed somebody. We have the old Halberd man himself with a kill. And now, not too long after, we get a battle. And this one is gonna be tough. Please, Longbow, please. So far, horrible start. Even sprinting, this guy's moving so fast with book out, we get hit with 3 spells. 3 spells right off the hop. Can't seem to land that throwing axe either. Not good. But luckily, we've planned this out. We've opened all these doors. We gave ourselves some distance, some spacing, an opportunity to land longbow hits. All you need is a few opportunities to land these. And that can be a real game changer. This amount of dexterity is so fun. So good. We gotta keep going here. We're still in a bad spot. We have not softened him up enough. Now we're going for it. Kind of surprised him here. Big time. Force that Phantomize, which is perfect. He decided to throw his Hellfire up in the air, giving us an opportunity to go under it. Ideal. We get Hell Shrine. We're back in this. He's now getting pushed by random mobs. And if that thing hits him, oh, he's in trouble. Hit him again. Hit him again. And now it's on. Like, it's really on. He took 2 decent longbow hits. Getting pushed by mobs. We hit him again. It's going so well now. All because of that turn, just at the right moment. Pressure that Phantomize, giving us a bit of space for this longbow. He's just taken so much damage. Longbow, mob, Torch of Destiny, whatever you want to call it, please kill this guy. I want this so bad. We try to jump shot this, just can't get the angle quick enough. He's in trouble. Missing spells, he's got to be low. We might just have to punch this guy to death, which we end up going for. Just die already. Like, please, man. I do not want to get trapped in here, though. Luckily, we skirt out of here, and we kill the most geared guy in the lobby with this set. I haven't felt so good in Dark and Darker in a long time. Problem is, what's going to happen next? And like I said, remember that fighter. We really need a campfire here. It's a very popular room. I got a ton of mobs to clear. I'm just praying I get a little bit of time to do it. There hasn't really been a lot of kills in the kill feed, and it's actually not a bad thing that Goblin Axeman is the one that got that kill, because then no one is really aware of who was fighting who. So if someone just stumbles upon me and sees, oh, a spear fighter killed the Warlock, I know the spear fighter has the loot. There's just so much information from that stuff in the top corner. I would love it to be gone. But this gets even stranger. So we're here quite a while. And unfortunately, it takes a lot longer than I would like. We're going to grab this. It's very likely we're going to have to spar with another guy, but I'm just hoping. I'm hoping we can kind of plan this out, sneak in there, kill the mobs. We have an escape route, all else fails, and maybe no one will find his body. So we go back in, and you don't know how badly I want this gear. It's been a long time since I've killed a player of that quality gear in one of these kits. Clearing things, sneaking around. And then we hear steps. We heard a couple steps. Before we have any time to really react, he's on us with survival bow out, shooting us. I don't understand how quickly players react and just know this is a guy that can go fight without any fear. We'll talk more about this later. We have to deal with a fighter. And it's not going well. That bow is probably going to out-damage and out-trade my longbow if I'm just standing straight up 1v1ing. And don't forget, Crystal Sword's only minus 25 move speed. So he's actually faster than me when he has his melee weapon out. He'll be faster than me when I have spear, just by a hair, but he will be faster, meaning a Francisca, a bow shot, a mistimed anything will be poor, very, very poor for me. We need to, once again, soften this guy up with a bunch of range damage, which seems to be going okay so far. And back to my favorite room. Yes, I love this room. So good. People take the shortcut. Sometimes they get spiked. I love it. And this guy hates it. Ripping into him. Unfortunately, no arrows. Tempted to use spear, but we need to get some more arrows going. Like, this guy's gonna have some decent PDR. We switch it up, go for a nice little jab. Testing out this guy's dexterity. Obviously not as good as mine. And we get second wind out of him, which is crucial. So now I know. Pretty much back to even. However, I don't have my second wind, which kind of sucks. And who would have thought a geared player calling a lesser geared player bad words. It's just what they do when they start getting outplayed. We hit him twice there. One of them was a nice clean headshot too. So I'm hoping this is my moment. So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. One more longbow would have done it. I really thought I could out DPS him after the headshot, body shot. And we nearly did. Nearly did. Remember, he's going to catch me with Crystal Sword. I probably should have dragged him around the map a little longer with my longbow. But eventually, that survival bow, me not having second wind, if he had hit a couple survival bow shots, which he was really failing to do, we're at half HP and can't trade at all. I thought that would have been a good moment to try it. And it nearly worked. But, back onto the point I made earlier. Remember this guy rushing towards the geared players? Somehow he magically found me at the perfect moment, jumping down with survival bow out, no intel other than the sound of whatever I was doing. Maybe he heard my spear, I'm not sure. I just find it really fortunate sometimes in this dungeon where these people just seem to hunt the geared players perfectly. And even look, this. He's going back down to snoop around almost like he's looking for another body. He knows the Warlock was probably in this area, I guess. I don't know how. The Warlock died to a Goblin Axeman, which is the only reason why he's probably not going to be able to find him. But he... Look. So careful. Like, he almost susses him out. It's really weird. And I was thinking about this for a while. I do eventually report this guy. I'm just curious if you guys are experiencing similar stuff. Because I've found it very odd behavior to just sprint towards the most geared guys in the pre-lobby, inspect them, and then magically appear to third party or fight over the best gear in the game. It just seems way too much coincidence when there's still a full lobby of players. There's a ton of guys running around this lobby, have absolutely no fear that there's other people around or there could be a geared rogue or whatever, and just magically pick great opportunities to gain insane gear. I don't know who this guy is. Could be anybody. All I'm saying is, maybe this guy's not a cheater, whatever. I don't know. I'm just becoming more and more aware and frustrated by just the perfect timing that's happening ever so often. Especially when there's a geared player like that Warlock in the lobby. It seems to be like there's a heat-seeking missile somewhere in the game or in the queue that just knows and is aware. He's doing everything he can to find this Warlock. For whatever reason, he assumes he was in this area, which I just can't understand for the life of me. That Warlock could have spawned anywhere in this map. Anywhere in this map. In fact, he had a kill early on, which this guy doesn't know at all. He's just roaming around now. It just had me a little curious, and I don't know if you guys are experiencing it. Maybe not. I just want to talk about it and the behavior. If you watch this back again, you'll see he had like no audio, no information. Maybe my spear, like I said, jumps down, perfect timed, sprints at me. How does he even know like what I have? I guess inspection. Like he knows he can win that fight in a 1v1. Like surely he's not just sprinting at every player in the lobby. He's not, right? So strange one. But this was super fun. I cannot believe we didn't get any gear. We fought hard, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Screw all these weirdos with their VoIPing and being shitty. Screw them all.